What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one I'm continuing to show you how to make the Hello Neighbor Act 1 basement in Minecraft. This is part 5, and in this one we're going to be finishing off this room, along with doing this hallway right here, and then the next room back, or I guess kind of 2 rooms in one. Anyway, yeah, that is all. So, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so let's start this part by finishing off the room we were on at the end of last part, which is this one right here, the one with the giant fence, which isn't made yet. Anyway, you want to start off by getting out for this room spruce wood, stripped dark oak wood, white terracotta, light gray terracotta, spruce planks, spruce stairs, spruce slab, and is there anything else we can just immediately get, I guess? We'll go mangrove door and mangrove stairs. So if you're behind the, I guess, fence where we were last time, you want to start on the left wall behind this little stone thing. And you want to be on the 4th spruce plank behind it up against the wall, which will be this one right here. You'll count right by 1 and going up, you will place 4 spruce wood facing up. You'll then go up diagonally left 1 and up by 2. You should end 1 block away from the wall. Extend each spruce wood back with 9 sideways stripped dark oak wood. Like so. And then I guess you can place a spruce wood on the end as well, facing upwards. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I was until I misplaced that row. I'm just kidding, but I am for the most part. Average, whatever day of the week it is, Friday or something. I don't really know. Videos are the only thing that even make me remotely have to keep track at this point. Anyway, you should have this. We're going to do something a little bit strange here, but it'll maybe make sense or maybe it won't. You want to head back to the front of the spruce wood and count right by 3 and place a spruce stair facing forward. Extend it back with a plank, slab, and then an upward facing spruce wood. Extend the spruce wood up by what should be 6, so it's again 1 block away from the wall. And then you will bring this both right with 5 sideways stripped dark oak along with back with 4, and it'll give you this kind of right angle. Don't ask why it's not even. It's something to do with the way that I make, like, I guess odd numbered squares with an even, or like a number of squares where it isn't going to work mathematically if you have a double diagonal, which would be odd, I guess. Or it'd have to be like 5 and 4 or whatever. Sorry about the throat clearing again, I don't know what's going on. I'll fix it in a sec, at least. I'll fix my voice box, there we go. From the stripped dark oak at the front, you'll go forward diagonally right 1, right 3, and then you'll place a spruce wood on the end. From the back left stripped dark oak wood, you'll go back diagonally left 1, then back by 4, and place a spruce wood at the end. This is as far as you need to go, technically. And then you'll bring all of that up to the same height. Again, I would recommend going further with the room, but I'll get to that in a little bit once we're actually there, because that's not important yet. There are a couple windows, but we'll just break those in a sec. I'm not really concerned about this. We should have this. We'll do the other wall before we break the windows in, I guess. On the far right spruce wood, you'll go back from this with 4 sideways stripped dark oak wood facing back. Then go back diagonally right 1. Back by 4, and then you'll place a spruce wood on the end, and again you'll bring that all up to the same height again. Fairly simple Minecraft moment or something. But yeah. There's a window on this side, apparently. I'm seeing that now. I forgot that was there, but it is, so. Yeah, this room pretty much done. There's a wall we have to double layer, and then we have to have some windows as well, which we'll start with the windows. On the right side, you'll be out of the, like, 5 rows here, stripped dark oak at the back section, you'll just, like, in the middle row break, not the bottom, I guess it'd be bottom 4, but not actually the bottom one, so it'll be the 4 above the bottom one, rather. Don't know why I just described it like that, but, you know, it is what it is. On the front, it's just 2 rows off the left and right, and again, 1 row off the bottom, where you'll have the 4 rows broken. Off each of the kind of corners of this, you're going to have the same support beam. And you see we marked one here, and you kind of want to just mark this off each spruce wood. So, wow, God, off the front here, off the side, and on some certain areas, you'll only be able to do like a slab or something. That's not particularly a huge deal, just, you know, do keep that one in mind. And I don't have one on the back left, but yeah, I have these 4 on like the front corners and I have back right. And so again, if you have the slab, plank, and stair again, you'll bring the plank up by 2. Then up with a stair. Then in with an upside down stair, and you may want to actually like kind of draw that line backwards on the right side. And just place the upside down stair here because you will need it. And then you'll go up with 1 singular plank this time. And then you'll have a stair on top. Fairly simple. But also repetitive. A lot of this will probably be repetitive if I had to guess. So before we actually do the inner wall, we're going to do something kind of random here. Head inside of this area through, I guess, one of the windows, and you'll head kind of the front left-hand corner here and count back by 1 to this spruce plank. On the right half of this block, you're placing a mangrove door, and then right of it a mangrove stair facing right. This left wall we just placed that off of, you're going to double layer with the alternating light gray terracotta and white terracotta strips. Just you're going to kind of work around this door. Because the chair is up against the wall, this is the best way I ended up doing it. Because, well, the door stays consistent with how the design generally is, and also it, you could break it into that wall anyway, so who cares. But yeah, you're doing alternating light gray and white terracottas. Until you are just before the spruce wood, you should own a light gray terracotta like so. And it will go all the way up, I just kind of want to give you the visual first. And yeah, after this room, we'll just keep working backwards. And it'll be fun, I guess. Hallway might end up being last at the rate we're going. So you should have this. That's the only wall that has anything going on. Clear your inventory and you want to get out. Mangrove trapdoor. Acacia slabs. Dark oak fence? Yeah, I feel like that was nether brick before, but oh well. Gray concrete. Yellow concrete. And you need something to light a fire. We'll go flint and steel. Now, it is important. If you go to settings, or you can do this with a command, just make sure that fire spreads is to the left or it is off. Or it would be like /game rule, fire damage, I guess, false. Or fire tick. I'm not really sure which one it would be. What actually do fire tick? I guess you could turn off both. I don't really know. But yeah, just you don't want, because this whole room will go up in flames pretty much. I mean, the walls won't, but the floor will be gone, and so will these walls. But yeah, anyway. Just off either side of this mangrove stair that isn't the side it's facing, you'll place mangrove trapdoors open up against it. Speaking of up against things, you want to take not the window closest to the chair, but just one off. This one on the front will be left if you're looking forward. And you'll place an acacia plank kind of blocking the inside of the window on the second block up. And it's kind of in a block as well, like so. You'll bring that plank down with an upside down slab. And then extend that upside down slab towards you with a regular slab that's kind of down diagonally, like so. And then below that you'll have a plank. Turning to your left where you have where the wall goes diagonally, and you will take this first spruce plank behind the wall here, and you'll count towards you by 1 and place 2 dark oak fence moving across. Leave a gap of 1 and place 2 more moving kind of towards the back of the room, or towards you, I guess, again, whatever. You also need an oak trapdoor. I kind of forgot about this. I grabbed the wrong thing, but you do need a trapdoor. You'll place gray concrete on each dark oak fence and connect it together to give you this. On top, you'll place a yellow row, 2 gray rows, a yellow row, and then a gray row. Off the bottom center gray, you want an oak trapdoor open up against it. Direct your attention, or head to these windows and then just turn all the way around so you're looking towards the open side. If you head to I guess the chair will be our user here. You'll take this mangrove stair and count right by 2 from it. And then back by 3 and place a gray concrete. And extend it back diagonally right by 1. Extend either gray concrete up by 1 and then place flint and steel on top. I'm guessing these are barrels, but I don't really remember. Or I guess you'll light them on fire rather than placing flint and steel on top. It's a interesting way to word that. Anyway, yeah, that's all the detail in this room. We will have to bring up the fence, but we'll worry about that in a second. I just advise bringing your walls back first the length you want. And I think for me... Do I want to just... I feel like it'd just be logical to go to the end here, no? Yeah, I guess I'll do that. Let's go all the way over to the same length as the cyan, because I think I did that originally with all 3 rooms on this side, ironically, which are void rooms, which I do find that very interesting. It seems like one side of the basement is a very clear cutoff, and the other keeps going for as long as your eyes can see, which is, you know, a little abnormal, I would say, for a basement, but what do I know anyway? Yeah, I guess I don't really know. Yeah. Overall, again, not really doing too shabby on this. I was kind of expecting it to be 10 to 15. I think I mentioned that in one of the first parts. But it could be very well under 10 right now. We're about 5 in, and I feel like we're about halfway done. Although, I could be wrong on that. I'm not really sure. I also, yeah, no, this is 5. I was like, it might not even be 5. I could just be entirely wrong on that, but no, it is. Because I know I recorded 2 and 2, and this would be the next one, which will be 5 and 6 on the same day. Yippee. So sorry, members who got all these on the same day, probably. I know that's, like, jarring, but just the way it works, because I was not going to release it for members and then people getting it recommended, because it always, 1, kind of spoils the surprise, and 2, people start asking about it a lot, and I'm like, I don't really know, because a lot of the times I don't particularly care, and there are some things that people are like, why is it members only? And it's like, yeah, just early access, but yeah, it is what it is. I wish there was a way to, like, label it. I guess I could put early access in the title, but I don't know, that's a lot of work for me. Anyway, you should have this now. The other thing, as I mentioned, is you're going to take the polished blackstone walls and iron bars here in the front of the room and extend them all the way up. We're technically not done, actually. There's a closet and I think some candles on the floor in this front room. Is this the one you have to manually go, or like you're forced to go through rather? I think it is. No, it's not. It's one over. Because I remember, I guess you could go through it. Yeah, no, you could, but because I do remember the Act 1 basement layout surprisingly well off the top of my head, although I did used to speedrun the game a little bit, not gonna lie. Never really did much with it, but just kind of killed some time with it. But, yeah, I do remember the room, like, over there is the one you actually normally, or I normally would go through when I did it legitimately. But, again, it's not really the way you have to, but it's the way I went. Okay, yeah, I was actually correct. There are both candles and a closet. So, I guess I'm not even going to worry about clearing my inventory, and you'll get out yellow wool. Or, red wool, I got them inverted, but that's fine. Oak door. Candles, and again, flint and steel, or fire charge if you feel like it. So, on this wall here, the only door that should lead nowhere right now, because this one leads into the previous room, and this one leads into the hallway. You want to count to the right of it by, is it 5? Yes, 5. To this cyan terracotta and place 2 yellow wool moving up. Right of this, you'll have an oak door, and then right of that, you'll have red wool. On top of the oak door, a red wool. Left of that top red wool, you want a candle, again, lit on fire. And then towards you from this bottom red wool, you'll have another candle just on that block, like so. Oh, I forgot about this hallway. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I guess you could go through this room in theory then. But yeah, head to the door and we'll start this hallway. I completely forgot this one existed. You want to start by getting out Podzol, stripped oak wood, or I guess logs, it shouldn't matter. White terracotta. Gray concrete. Birch doors. Mangrove stair. Nether brick fences. A lantern, and here's a fun one, a light blue bed, which I believe is a gurney or something. I think that's what it is. Again, I'm pulling that, like, out of nowhere. That's just some random memory, but I feel like it's a gurney. Anyway, there's some detailing in the wall that we're just gonna kind of build into the wall, or not gonna build into the wall. We're just gonna ignore for now. You want to place a podzol behind this door either way. Extend it to the right from this angle by 11. And then you'll see you're almost in this corner. Then you'll go back diagonally, right 1. Back 3. And then you should go right until the door, which should be 12 podzol. And yeah. 13 will be on the door, and then you'll place 5 more to the right. You'll then go back diagonally, right 1. Back by 4. Back diagonally, left 1. Then you're going to go left with a podzol, and on the, I guess the back half of it, you'll place a birch door with the handle facing towards the way we're going to be building now, which is left. Left of that, you will place a lot. It should be 24 podzol to the left. Then go forward diagonally, left 1. Forward 3. And then go left by 7. And I'll just bring this other one to the left by 3, like so. And according to my calculations, that should be correct. Okay, yeah, that part is wider. I was like, that felt really wrong when I built it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, we're good. On top of each podzol where there isn't either a door or doorway, you're going to place a stripped oak wood facing up. We placed the podzol here just so we had something to place the stripped oak off of, because if we didn't, you kind of know the drill with placing them upward facing. I have another map coming up soon where it's a lot of like upward facing blocks, and oh my goodness, it sucks. I've ended up literally just like slash filling, because most of the floor is the same block, so I just ended up slash filling like a massive area and then just kind of going from there. Some areas have had to destroy for reasons, but yeah, you should have this. On top of each stripped oak, we'll start by placing 7 white terracotta. I guess not starting, that's the wall right there. And again, don't forget to leave the first row of white terracotta open where the doors are, and then just everything else is filled nice and neatly. Yeah. I feel like this build deserved a tutorial like forever ago. But just with the like position I was in with everything I was doing, I was mainly leaning into those city builds and just like the normal houses. So I never really was like interested in doing a map like this, but Poppy Playtime kind of opened that door. I guess FNAF also, but FNAF are really smaller maps, so that didn't particularly count. Poppy Playtime was the first like big multi-part map that wasn't a singular building. I guess it is still a singular building, but you get the general point of what I mean when I say that. It wasn't like one like, I guess, region or one little, like one house or something. Yeah, laughs and playtime co-exterior, average 3 hours. There is actually a funny potential that I think it's Among Us is actually the longest right now, by like 2 minutes or something. But there's a potential that ends up not being the longest for as long as you guys may think. Wow, that's a sentence. Because I have a couple ideas right now that both could potentially be longer because they would be single part. I know, I'm crazy. Fill in the floor from this point in with podzol. Just connecting podzol point A to point B. And yeah. Hopefully the rest of this year will be pretty good. I don't know when you're seeing this. I'm recording this, it's end of February. Right now, it's the last day of February. So, it's also one of my chinchilla's birthday, if anybody cares. At least on the 28th. Again, probably the day you're seeing this, it won't be, unless this somehow ends up lining up with my other chinchilla's birthday, but that's in August, so I doubt that's happening. Anyway, you should end up with this, assuming you don't do what I did with the doorways. Why am I getting invited? Cringe. Anyway, you should have this. A block above the height of the walls, you'll place gray concrete to fill in the ceiling. And again, I'm just going to kind of stop at the end there on the one side, because that will help us mark something in a bit, I guess. It's not technically just yet, but it is still important regardless. Also, you didn't see the invite. I saw it on PlayStation pop up, because I can't get them on PC. It's weird. They just don't show up. Used to, but Microsoft said, nah, you don't need those. So they revoked my revoke my invite seeing privileges or something. Anyway, out of the 3 doorways you have, the one doorway that you want to place a mangrove stair on is this one into the room we made kind of last part. It's this one with the light blue cyan walls and the little weird false room, as I'm calling it. You're placing a mangrove stair on the side of that door. There are a couple lights hanging from the ceiling. One of them would be the far left, but I think it's one to the left. Or right, rather, because there is no left. Yeah, it's one to the right from the furthest left, and it is in the center. And you should get the drill here. It's 2 nether brick fences down and a lantern. There is one more. If you follow this to the right, it'll be in the middle of the kind of 7. So it'll be 3 away from the right wall, and it would be 3 away from the left wall on this point. But it's in line with the other one, like going across here, which would be, in my world, it's X. You see if I move between these, the first coordinate moves, which is X. And then the final one, is it in line with a door? That'd be just really cool. Yes, it's in line with a mangrove door. Mangrove staired off door, rather. And it's just in the middle, as per usual. And yeah. Get rid of, like, one thing. Really anything but the light blue beds and get out iron bars. And just at the furthest left row of Podzol, you'll place some iron bars. Just one row at the bottom for now. Again, it's mainly a marker, but it is still there. We might get rid of a couple other things. Can we? Get rid of the birch door, mangrove stairs, and nether brick fence, and get out dark oak fence. I got rid of lanterns, by the way, for iron bars. Dark oak fence, yellow concrete, and oak trap door. And so I'm going to start by bringing the Podzol left, like, just, like, 8 or 9 rows. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll go 9, yeah. But only the, like, ones in the middle of the hallway. I'll worry about the walls later. I don't need the walls just yet. From the frontmost iron bar here, you will count to the left by... I was hoping I could just count this number, but I do actually have to go through the iron bars. So count left by 5. And place going left 2 dark oak fence. Leave a gap of 1 moving back and place 2 more dark oak fence, which should be in the middle of the hallway if that's important. Place gray concrete on each dark oak fence and connect them together. Solid one there. It's back. You'll place yellow concrete on the gray. Then 2 rows of gray. 1 row of yellow. And then 1 row of gray. On the right side, you'll take the center gray concrete and place an oak trap door open up against it. From the back right dark oak fence, which is this one, you'll count back by 2 and right by 1 to this Podzol, where you'll place a light blue bed going to the left from that block you placed. And again, I'm pretty sure that's a gurney. If, I don't know, like, that's not something I should have remembered because, you know, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, but still. And so you're doing the same thing with this hallway. You're bringing it infinitely far back until you literally don't want to do it anymore. For me, it's not that long because I made the first one not that long, and I'm still making them all aligned because I feel like it's funny. But yeah, walls, ceiling, everything. There are no lights in these for the obvious reason that would literally destroy the whole void purpose, but I guess except for the one having the redstone torchlight. But I don't know how much that particularly counts. You will need black concrete, actually, as well. You can get rid of pretty much anything but your iron bars, and I guess the wall materials you do need. I'll just get rid of the light blue bed, because it's easy. Easiest, I guess. And, yeah. After this, I think there's one more... I know I keep saying that, but I feel like there's only one more void section now for real, and I feel like it's the big final room, which I think we'll just end up working straight into, and then we'll kind of loop ourselves around. I know I've changed that plan like 16 different times, but it just seems logical because that's the only door from this hallway we actually have, and so we might as well just, you know, go to that one. That makes the most sense to me, although I was never one to make sense, so... Although, again, we are still kind of going off vibes. Just whatever I feel like doing. But it might be nice to get that big room out of the way, and then we will loop back to do the final hallway, because I don't want to do that right now, and that might honestly end up being its own part, if everything lines up properly. Although I prefer if it didn't, because that would be like a 10-minute part. At that point, I just make the final part 50 minutes, you know? Although I also don't want to commit that either, because, yeah, that's weird regardless. Anyway, it should end up looking something like this once you're done, and then you will bring the iron bars yet again all the way up to the ceiling. Like so. It's funny, sometimes I wish like walls and iron bars and fences and stuff didn't connect. I mean, fences don't to iron bars, but besides the point. And sometimes like, man, if only they did. But I guess it's worth or useful both ways. So yeah, that's that portion. You can clear your inventory and now get out. Cyan terracotta. Yellow terracotta. Light gray concrete. Polished deep slate slabs. One singular oak plank. It's crazy. Polished blackstone walls and polished blackstone slab should finish this hallway. It's a fairly bare hallway, except for like this middle section right here. So we're going to look at the front wall of the wall where we came from, which you see if you open this door here, it's the cyan terracotta, regular terracotta walled room. You'll just head all the way left into the corner and count to the right by 1 to this stripped oak. Replace this stripped oak along with the white terracotta above it with cyan terracotta. Right of either of those, you'll break 2 into the wall and place a 2x2 of light gray concrete. And then off each side of that, excluding the corners, you have cyan terracotta. In the left corner, again, you'll place 2 yellow terracotta moving towards you with polished deep slate slabs on either. Extend these slabs towards you by 1 and then down diagonally towards you by 2, which will be an upside down slab in line with the top of the stripped oak, and then a regular slab kind of behind or just beyond the wall like so. On top of the original 2 slabs, you'll place yellow terracotta again, and it'll give you this. I think this is some sort of a kitchen counter type thing, but I forget. From the cyan terracotta light gray concrete thing, you'll direct your attention to the opposite wall, which is this one, and head to the kind of corner on the left. From the stripped oak, you'll count to the right by 4 and just place a singular oak plank there. It's piping time. On this wall still, you'll head to the far left stripped oak, and actually just take the top left-hand corner instead. I feel like this will be easier. And you will count right by 2 and down by 2 and place a polished blackstone wall. Extend it down 1, towards you by 2, which would be forward, up, towards you, up 2. From the gray concrete above the top one, you will count towards you by 2 and left by 1 in place going down. Hold on, I'm stuck. You'll place 4 walls moving down. You'll then go forward or towards you a block, or with a wall, I guess. Then right with an actual block. Then right from that with 2 walls. And then from there, you'll go up 1 and right by 2. From this block, you'll place an upside down slab below with the actual polished blackstone block, and then you'll go up with 2 walls. Either of those walls along with the block can be brought forward with an additional wall, and then the bottom wall of that row of 3 can be brought to the wall. One minor adjustment is this light here in the ceiling should actually be pushed back a block if you have it 2 off the front wall. It should be 3 off instead. And it'd be, I think, 5 off the back. Yeah, it's not centered still, but it is less in the way. And so, yeah, this is where the basement ramps up a little bit because it becomes just more annoying, and that's really all. So the only door in this area should be this one, like all the way over on the other side, which should not lead anywhere just yet. And you can just open it and head inside and see that it's correct. I guess I'll leave it open. Get out for this room. Warped planks. Red concrete. Orange terracotta. Gray concrete. Brick walls, which we might not end up using yet, but I do want to get them out still. Iron bars, which we will use for sure. Torches. Birch door, and we'll just go with that for now, that's fine. So, just heading back from this door, you'll place a warp plank like so. And we're going to look at this warp plank and at the door, and we're going to build the wall this way instead. So, just to the left of it, you're going to be up a block in line with the stripped oak trim. You'll place an orange terracotta. You'll go towards you diagonally left with a red concrete. And then you'll place a red, orange, 2 red, orange, 2 red, orange, 2 red, orange. And you want to keep this going until you in total have 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 8 of these rows of 2 red, and then you'll place the orange beyond. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be 5, 6, 7, 8, and again I'll include that orange. Beyond that I'll place a red, and then go toward me, or toward you diagonally right with another red. Then right with an orange, 2 red, orange, 2 red, orange, if I could place it, 2 red, warped plank in the floor, 2 red to the right up a block, then an orange, then I guess back diagonally right with a red, back 1, then with an orange, 2 red, and then I'll place 2 warped planks in the floor. Actually 3 I make it, I take it. And then you'll place an orange up diagonally from that, kind of still going along the wall. 2 red, orange, 2 red, orange, warped in the floor. Then it'll be a red behind that. Orange, 2 red, orange, 2 red, orange, red. Forward diagonally right with a red, and then you should be able to go orange, 2 red, orange, 2 red, orange, 2 red, orange, and then end with a singular red. Orange does not sound like a real word anymore, but regardless of that little side effect, you should have this. And you can just kind of look and count it and make sure everything is right. Each red is 2. That's all you need to know. Unless it is 1, then, you know, you can tell that, I guess, fairly easily as well. But each orange is 1 regardless of that fact. And the warped on the left there is 3. Although I guess you could tell based on how the pattern is missing. Because the pattern actually lines up in this room, which is really cool. That doesn't happen very often. Although this pattern always lines up, doesn't it? No, I guess it wouldn't have, because it didn't in the other room. So yeah, I guess it doesn't, because the other room was the same pattern, technically. It was 2, 1, 2. Either way, fill in the floor with warp planks inside of all of this. We'll focus on the like doorway stuff in a little bit. I just want to fill up the walls first. Because, yeah, walls are important. But I want to fill in the floor before I fill up the walls, so... yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Honestly, warped is like an ugly block, but I'm not gonna lie, it does work really well for these Hello Neighbor floors. It is a nice floor material, but that's about as far as that extends, you know? Like, you are not gonna catch me using this for a wall on almost anything. Unless there's some really weird exception where I need this specific color to match with something, then I might, but like... it's like a once in every 500 builds kind of thing, you know? Maybe 100, not 500, but that's besides the point. Either way, you should have this. You'll extend your walls up by the standard and stereotypical 7 blocks. Which is just the same height as everything else. Now, when you're doing this, the only thing I will actually point out is... above the 1 block doorways, you're doing the same thing. Just make sure you know which block of the pattern you're on. If you have an orange on either side of the door, it will be a red. If you have a red on either side of the door, it might be an orange. Or is it just... these 2 doorways here are red, the front 2, and the back one is orange. The little 3 block area, just leave open for now. We'll focus on that in a second. But I'm not concerned about it yet. I mean, I am concerned about it. It's scaring me. Not really. I think I have better things to be scared by than whatever that is. And yeah. These 2 rooms end up kind of interlocking around the, like, final large room. But once we're done, like, that large room, really it's just the, what's it called? I forgot. It's fantastic. I just completely lost my train of thought. It's like just the hallway after that room, I think. And obviously the ending hallway as well. We're gonna really end with back-to-back hallways, it's crazy. So yeah, I'll probably try to squeeze 2 more parts out of it. Because I know if I try to commit to everything in one part, it's just gonna be bad, so... but we'll see, I guess. I really cannot confirm nor deny. But yeah, this basement took a lot less parts than I thought. Which now really does... I'm thinking about the question right now. Like, do I even want to make this the transition between the Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 stuff, which was my original idea? Because, you know, I was like, yeah, it'll be nice, and I was thinking it'd be like a 10 parts, but if it's gonna be like 7, then, you know, Is it really worth it to hold it off for that long? Because that probably won't be... I don't know. Let's focus on the doors, I think, first. So the door, once you've done that, the door on the left wall is on the outside of this block, and it's just a birch door with the handle facing towards the red. On the back wall, it's also on the inside, and it faces to the left, or I guess towards the closer side wall, which will be that way. Let me make sure that it is actually on that block, though. Yeah, it is. Nice. For the hole in the wall, you want to, we're going to go row by row looking at it, starting from the left and ending on the right. So on the left row, you'll place going bottom to top a red concrete, brick wall, 6 red concrete. The middle row, you'll just leave the bottom 3 open and then have red concrete on the top 5 above that. Right row will be bottom block a gap, brick wall, and then just 6 orange terracotta. And it should give you this. This does end up being double layered, kind of, but the wall on the other side is a different pattern, so we can't actually do anything with it yet. Before we do the ceilings, I want to get the torches out of the way as well. As mentioned, there's still one on the left wall. There's actually 2 things we'll do before the ceiling. We'll do the iron bars as well, but the door on the left wall, you'll count, if you're looking at it, up by 2 to this red, and then left by 1 and place a torch. On the door on the front wall, if you look at it, you'll do the same thing, but go right 1 and place a torch instead of left. And the other door is just kind of a little bit out there. It's not quite important. Direct your attention to the left wall again. You want to be on the orange terracotta behind the door, and then you'll count back by 2 to this red concrete right here. And you will connect this left to right across this with 5 rows of iron bars. And that should actually give you just enough space to be able to just kind of fly above this if you want. You can place carpet on top. Generally, I do now, but in this build, I didn't. Then you'll place a row of gray concrete as your ceiling, a block above the out of the walls. And that'll be like the basis of this room done. But yeah, normally I do, and no, that's crazy words. Normally I do have carpet, but I guess this does show I've changed a lot of little things like that in the way I build. That was kind of like an LN2 to Finding Frankie thing that really happened, because Finding Frankie's had some gates like that where I've used carpets. So it's been fairly recently, I guess. I feel like there would have been something else, no? None of the new HNs have it, because I know Act 3 doesn't. I was noticing that the other day. And you should have this. That's the, like, bare bones of this room pretty much done. Now, it'll take like 2 minutes, so let's just do the interior decorations, whatever. You want to clear your inventory and get out. Nether brick fence. Red stained glass. Again, your level 15 light block. Acacia planks. Light gray concrete. Spruce trap doors. Blue wool. Smooth stone slabs. And we'll go with acacia fence, sure. So on the... We'll start with actually the far side of the room, because there is... check it, one thing in here, and it's a light. So if you direct your attention to the left wall, just behind the hole in the wall, you'll be on this first row of red. And drag it up to the ceiling and find this gray. You'll count right from it by 2 and place going down. This time it's 3 nether brick fence, and then a red stained glass. Oh lord. And you'll have your light block below that. I'm actually going to put the light block in my inventory now, so I can grab gray concrete to fix this. I guess I could have just held it and block picked. I want to put it in my inventory anyway. Yeah, whatever. That's all on that side. On this side of the iron bars, you'll take the back right-hand warped plank, and from it, you will count left by 3 and forward by 1 and place an acacia plank. Go forward diagonally right by 2. And then on the middle one, you'll place a light gray concrete with spruce trap doors open up against every side of it, but the front and left. So really just right, back, and also top. From the furthest forward acacia plank, you'll count forward diagonal, or I guess no, just forward 3 and then left 2 and place a blue wool. Extend it back diagonally left 1. Then forward diagonally left 2, and then forward diagonally right 1. Take the kind of 3 diagonal blue wool that are all in line and extend them each up with a blue wool. And then, kind of inside of them, I guess you could alternatively take this middle diagonal and place a smooth stone slab both behind the bottom blue wool along with right of it. And it'll give you this. Get rid of one thing that isn't your acacia fence, since I already got rid of the light blocks, I'm fine, and get out bone blocks. And from the front left-hand corner of this room, you'll count back diagonally right by 1 and place 2 acacia fence moving up with a bone block on top. One more thing, and it's everybody's favorite, the candles. So clear your inventory and get out candles and flint and steel. And on the, for this right blue wool on this little couch here, you'll place 2 candles lit on fire. Again, I still don't think that's particularly safe in any way, but I'm not one to judge. On the frontmost acacia plank, you'll have a single candle. And then from the backmost one, you'll count forward diagonally left and place a single candle here. This one does not appear to be lit on fire. Yeah, it's not. Just have to stare at it for a while. Eventually, it'll feel threatened enough to give in. Anyway, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 5 of your Hello Neighbor Act 1 basement complete. Looking pretty good. Yeah, maybe we might finish it next part, but maybe not. I'm hoping at least to get that main room done, and then just leave us with, the 2 hallway kind of things left. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys, you guys did enjoy this video. Depending on how much time I do end up having for that last segment, I could do it as a block for block, but I'm really not sure at this point in time. But either way, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.